How is it going, everyone? Today we're here with my WWE SmackDown 1000 review. That wasting any time, let's go ahead and jump right into the video with our overall thoughts on SmackDown 1000. Now, right off the bat, I gotta say, this show was 100 times better than Raw 25 from January. That show was just garbage. And I felt like this show was a lot more fun. Even though it didn't have that really big show feel to it. I mean, it did in the beginning when, like, Vince and everyone came out, but besides that, there wasn't really a whole lot of people at the show. There wasn't really anything, big in terms of match quality. So even though it didn't really have that big monumental feel that Raw 1000 had, in 2012, I still felt like this was, a really fun show. I thought it was, like I said, way better than Raw 25. Not as good as Raw 1000, that was a great, fantastic show, and I did feel like this still was a great show. I did enjoy it, even though things did feel rushed, because it's a 2-hour show. They have a lot of things that they couldn't fit in, or, so they want to fit in, they had to rush it because, due to time constraints. But, take away those things, take away, segments being rushed. The cameos were good, the matches were actually good, even though there wasn't really a must-see big match on the show, I felt like they were still fun and enjoyable, no complaints for me about the match quality. The segments were fun. And it was just an overall fun show. So SmackDown 1000 definitely gets a thumbs up from me. I thought it was great. I had a lot of fun. I thought it was an awesome show. And, could have done better? Yeah, they could have put a little more effort into the show. But for what it was, I was pleased with it. And I thought it was a good show for what it was. So, yeah, that's my quick little thoughts going to SmackDown 1000. So the first thing we had to kick off the show was a fantastic video package, kind of highlighting SmackDown over the last, nearly 20 years, the last 1,000 episodes, I should say. So that was great. Definitely got me, worked up and really excited for the show. So it definitely worked in that aspect. And then we go into Truth TV, which was like the most random thing to start off SmackDown 1000. But I will say Carmella looked fucking amazing. So she definitely made this segment worth it. Really nonsense happening. You had a couple of dance breaks with R-Truth before he brought up his first guest, who ended up being Stephanie McMahon right from the get-go. Rolled my eyes because Stephanie McMahon ruins Raw, so let's bring her to the show that she doesn't ruin, which is SmackDown Live. So Steph came out, I kind of rolled my eyes like, ah, fuck, here we go. And then all of a sudden Shane McMahon comes out, who we haven't seen since what? He announced Paige as the GM for SmackDown Live back, SmackDown Live after WrestleMania. So it's been a long time since we've seen Shane McMahon on TV, so I was very happy to see him. He's looking good. He came out, and then, him and Stephanie started bickering, which led to Vince McMahon himself coming out. Of course, him coming out and saying, you know what, no one wants to see you two bicker. They want to be entertained, and let's entertain them. So what happens? They all start taking a dance break. So that was the Truth TV segment to start the show. Very odd, but it was entertaining. It was, I thought it was definitely a good, fun way to start the show. So no complaints from me. Like I said, Carmella looked absolutely amazing. So she made this segment entirely worth it in my eyes. From there, I'm going to a tag team match. Of course, we have AJ Styles and Daniel Bryan. Of course, those two facing each other for the WWE Championship at Crown Jewel. Teaming up to take on the Usos, which I thought was a fun, enjoyable match. Bryan from the get-go was very dominant against the Usos. Usos grind him a little bit. AJ got the hot tag, locked in the calf crusher, while Bryan locked in the yes lock on the other Usos. So it was like a double submission, but the Usos got out of it. Bryan was able to get the upper hand on the Usos, hit the yes kicks for a nice near fall until the other Uso broke it up. AJ got in the ring and tried to help Bryan, but miscommunications, Bryan ended up hitting AJ, which got them arguing. Super kick to AJ, which was followed by a double super kick to Daniel Bryan for the 1-2-3. So the Usos actually defeat Daniel Bryan and AJ Styles. Huge shock to me because I thought this was an easy win for Bryan and Styles, but I liked it. I liked that they lost. Definitely adds heat to them, gives them reason to build tension, and it gives the Usos a huge win that they haven't had in a long time. Usos really haven't been on TV at all in general, so the fact that they returned to TV and beat the WWE Champion and the Challenger, that's a huge win in my eyes for the Usos. So I thought it was a good match. I enjoyed it. I thought it was fun. From there, we had a quick backstage segment with all the SmackDown previous general managers. You had Paige, you had Teddy Long, you had Keith Guerrero, and John Laurinaitis. So that was a very quick segment that didn't really, benefit the show. It was just like literally 30 seconds of just showing them backstage. And from there, we go to the Evolution reunion. And I gotta say, all of them coming out, Randy Orton looks straight out of 2004 still. It looks like he hasn't aged at all, but everyone else clearly has aged. For the promo segment, it was great. Triple H came out and said that, the way, nothing represents Evolution better than the group Evolution. Orton, was being kind of a heel and putting himself over and putting Batista down a little bit. Ric Flair was being Ric Flair. And then Batista, who had the most mic time, which was very surprising to me. I thought he did a great job. He said he was nervous. He didn't know really what to say. And then he made some dick jokes for Ric Flair, which made me want to hear some more Ric Flair stories. Not that I want to see it, but you know, it's Ric Flair. Anything Ric Flair related story should be interesting, right? And you know, basically he just, you know, started talking about how SmackDown's his home. You know, he helped make the brand, and it was just a really good heartfelt promo. And you know, Batista pretty much put everyone over. And then of course he said the infamous line that, you know, Triple H, this guy has done it all in this business, except beat me. And the face Triple H came like, what the fuck did you say, motherfucker? And they kind of got in each other's face a little bit before they smiled and hugged. So that was the segment. It was, you know, it was good. It was enjoyable. It definitely, in my opinion, set up the seeds for Triple H and Batista in the future. I know it's been a rumored match. I know it's a match Batista's wanted for years, is to retire WrestleMania against Triple H. And I think, you know, that's definitely a possibility for WrestleMania 35 now. Triple H and Batista, but Triple H doesn't have anything going, you know, I would think, for WrestleMania. And, you know, Batista, you know, from what I'm hearing, they want him to do one last run. They want him for, you know, going to WrestleMania 35. So I definitely think that was a perfect setup to set the plants for, you know, Triple H and Batista for WrestleMania 35. So, yeah, it was great seeing Evolution, you know, back together, all four of them. You know, I know we got the mini reunion for Batista, Orton, and Triple H back in 2014 when they feuded the Shield. But to see all four of them together come out was great. It was awesome. So I definitely love seeing Evolution come out, and I thought it was a great segment. From there, we go to a WWE World Cup tournament qualifying match, The Miz versus Rusev. Not a match. Rusev immediately just beat the shit out of The Miz, looking for the Moshka kick. Aiden English, you know, like sweeps his legs. Miz rolls him up 1, 2, 3. Literally like a 40-second match. Not much to it. So Miz, of course, qualifies for the World Cup tournament. Afterwards, Rusev just beat the holy hell out of Aiden English after Lana gave him a low blow, and he just started throwing Aiden English into the steps. And they didn't really care about the segment, apparently, because like they immediately cut off, like right after he threw him to the announce table, they cut off the Edge and Kurt Hawkins backstage. So yeah, from there we go to the cutting Edge, of course. Edge coming out, fantastic to see him. He's growing his hair out, so he pretty much looked like himself 10 years ago, honestly. He looked like he hasn't changed really at all. So Edge comes out, cut a promo, but says that, you know what, for once in my life, I'm going to be the mediator. I'm not going to be the, you know, cutting edge that you guys have known for years. I'm going to sit down and just talk sense into my guest. Becky Lynch comes out, and pretty much this segment, it was very similar to the Edge and Mick Foley segment from 10 years ago. I don't know if any of you guys remember that from SmackDown. I think it was either before or a few weeks before SummerSlam, where, you know, Mick Foley tried to talk sense in the Edge, and Edge just beat the shit out of him. It's kind of similar to that, but Edge was in the Mick Foley role. He was pretty much just trying to talk sense to Becky Lynch, saying that, you know what, right now it may seem like the best thing, but I'm telling you, you choosing championship over friends, it's not worth it. You know, you made the wrong decision. And Becky Lynch pretty much says, I don't give a fuck what you say. That's pretty much her attitude to the Edge, is I don't really give a shit. I love myself. I don't like myself. I love myself, and I'm going to do whatever the fuck I want. Came out like a total badass. She even threatened, like, hey, get out of my ring, but don't hurt your neck on the way out, or whatever she said. Just complete utter badass. And of course, Charlotte comes out, says that, oh, blah, 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 you know, you want that championship, you know, whatever, and they brawl. So, you know, whatever when Charlotte came out, but it was a good segment. I thought Edge, you know, even though I didn't like seeing that side of Edge, you know, because it's not the Edge we've always seen, but I thought Becky played her role excellent in this, so it was a solid segment. And then from there, I'm going to go to the SmackDown Tag Team Championship match, The New Day defending against The Bar. This was a very fun match. I thought it was a lot of fun. You know, both teams beat the fuck out of each other, especially Sheamus, Cesaro, and Big E. They were just laying their hits in, but you know, early off, Cesaro was pretty dominant onto Xavier Woods, but they got quick tags. Big E was very dominant. Sheamus hit a huge running knee strike on Big E, but he went for the brogue. He went over the ropes, and Big E hit it, you know, the spear through the ropes onto Sheamus. Back in the ring, Cesaro got a blind tag, and Cesaro tried to hit the neutralizer on Big E after, I forgot what they did to Sheamus. Might have been the big ending. I think it's the big ending on Sheamus, and Cesaro kind of like rolled through. I thought Cesaro was going to roll him up at first, but Cesaro actually just grabbed him into the neutralizer, which they kind of fucked up because Cesaro took him like 10 seconds to lift him up. Hit the neutralizer, near fall right there, but then, you know, come towards the end of the match, you know, just a lot of brawling. I thought it was great. You know, Sheamus tried to get a cheap win, but, you know, Kofi Kingston hit his feet off the ropes to prevent the pinfall. The Bar just beat the shit out of Kofi Kingston after that, threw Xavier Woods in the barricade. Hit a Doomsday uppercut onto Big E for a near fall right there. So it was just them beating the shit out of each other. I loved that, absolutely every second of it. And then, you know, as the Bar was closing in, who other than, well, it's the Big Show to come out. And immediately, I didn't think he was making the save. Immediately I go, Big Show's making his 1000th heel turn. And he did. He kind of like scared off the bar, held Kofi up, and then picked up Kofi for the chokeslam through the announce table. Big E's distracted. He's freaking out. Turns around right into a bro kick. 1, 2, 3. And the bar, I don't know why I keep doing 4 on 3. I always do that. I always go 1, 2, 3, and then the pinky just goes up. I apologize. But the 3 count, there we go. For the bar, and they have the brand new SmackDown Tag Team Champions, which I'm very happy about. I think they should have won at Super Showdown. And, you know, I'm happy to see them with the tag team titles now. So I'm very happy. Looks like they're going to do a new alliance with, you know, Big Show. Maybe a 6-man tag at Crown Jewel with the Bar and Big Show versus the New Day. I don't know. It's fresh and it's different. So I'm definitely interested to see where that goes with Big Show joining the Bar. But very fun match. Really enjoyed it. Definitely was a huge fan of the Bar winning tag team titles as well. From there, I'm going to go to a video package backstage with John Cena. And pretty much saying that, you know, hopefully he's around for the next 1,000 episodes. You know, typical Cena thank you promo. You know, nothing really too special there. And then, of course, we go to the final WWE World Cup Tournament qualifying match. Rey Mysterio making his return, taking on Shinsuke Nakamura. I actually really like this match, and it made me definitely want to see a pay-per-view match in it too. Hopefully for the U.S. title. I don't think it's obviously not going to happen at Crown Jewel because one of them's in tournament, but maybe Survivor Series at TLC will get a title match. But I thought this was really fun. You know, Nakamura showed great aggressiveness that he hasn't really shown in a while. I thought he was being very charismatic, whether it's just him just yelling randomly in the matches or just the way he carried himself. You can definitely tell when Nakamura is excited because it's something different. You definitely got that vibe from him here, I felt like. But him and Mysterio had a really fun back and forth match. Mysterio did an awesome slide under the rope into a splash on Nakamura, which I thought was fucking awesome. Nakamura got rounded off the top rope by Mysterio. For a nice spot right there. There was some sloppiness a little bit from both guys. It was more like miscommunications, but I still thought it was very enjoyable. Nakamura set him for the Kinshasa. He missed the Kinshasa. Mysterio fought back. Ended up hitting Mysterio with the inside out inverted suplex. Set him up for the Kinshasa. Missed. Mysterio hit him with a Rana, which kind of came off very sloppy. Kicked Nakamura in the back. Hit a 619, followed by a springboard off the ropes for the 1, 2, 3. So Rey Mysterio defeats Shinsuke Nakamura. Will be joining the fray for the WWE World Cup Tournament, which, World Cup, even though everyone in it is American. So I thought it was a fun match. Like I said, definitely made me want to see more between the two of them. I definitely want to see a pay-per-view match between the two of them for the U.S. title, and I think that'd be really killer. So Nakamura Mysterio, really enjoyed it. Thought it was a really fun match. Then afterwards, The Undertaker came out very, very quickly, might I add, because there's only like 5 minutes left in the show, and he just says what he said on Monday Night Raw. DX, I got 3 words for you. Rest in peace. And that was it. Taker was done, and that was the segment. So that was SmackDown 1000. Like I said, overall, I thought it was a very fun show. I thought it was awesome. I had a lot of fun watching it. Like I said, I thought the matches were very good. I thought they were fun. The cameos, even though they were short, you know, which, by the way, Kurt Angle was on commentary for the Rusev Miz match, which, you know, he wouldn't say much. Lawler and Booker T were on commentary for the Bar and New Day match, which, hilarious part where they panned to them. And they just sat there, and Booker had like nudged King like, "Hey, we're on." And King like, "Oh," you know, to set up the line for him and Booker. So that was pretty funny. But yeah, it was enjoyable. You know, I wish they would have made this more of a monumental thing because it definitely should have been made a much bigger deal than it was. But you know, for what we got, I enjoyed it. I thought it was good. I thought it was enjoyable. So no complaints from me about SmackDown 1000. Like I said, I thought it was a great show. I had fun, and I hope you guys had fun with the show as well. If you guys did enjoy this video, please feel free to leave a like below. Also, if you guys like the comment section, please leave your guys' thoughts on SmackDown 1000. And of course, till next time, I'll see you guys there. Thank you guys for watching the video. Come on and fight back!